Hello and welcome back to the Mechanic Cooks. Today we're making a simple homemade tomato soup built on basic ingredients and good technique. Don't forget to subscribe and check out themechaniccooks.com for more great recipes like this. We're starting with 12 fresh tomatoes, and fresh really does give you the best flavor here. Brighter, cleaner, and more natural than canned. That said, cooking has to work in the real world. If tomatoes are out of season, overpriced, or just not great quality, you can substitute two 28-ounce cans of whole peeled tomatoes. Canned tomatoes are picked and processed at peak ripeness, so they're a reliable alternative when fresh tomatoes aren't at their best. Just drain them and remove any tough cores before cooking. If you're using fresh tomatoes, the first step is blanching, and there's a small detail that makes this much easier. Before the tomatoes go into the boiling water, use a knife to cut a small X in the bottom of each one. This gives the skin a weak point, a place where it can start to tear once it hits the heat. Without that cut, the skin tightens evenly and becomes harder to peel cleanly. Drop the tomatoes into boiling water for about a minute. Do in batches of about 4 to 5 each time, just until you see the skins loosen and curl back around that X cut. Then immediately transfer them to ice water. That sudden temperature change from hot to cold creates thermal shock. The flesh contracts faster than the skin, which helps the skin release more easily. It's simple food science, but it makes peeling almost effortless. Once cooled, peel off the skins, cut the tomatoes open, remove the seeds and cut them into quarters. Removing the skin and the seeds keeps the soup smooth and clean without bitterness or graininess. Set the tomatoes aside. Next, we build the flavor base using a mirepoix. That's a classic combination of onion, carrot, and celery that shows up all over traditional cooking. Finely dice 1 onion, 1 carrot, and 2 ribs of celery with 3 cloves of garlic. Each part of the mirepoix has a job. The carrot adds natural sweetness, the celery brings savory depth, and the onion ties everything together. Add the vegetables to a pot with a little oil. Cover and cook over low heat for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. The goal here is to soften, not to brown. Keeping the heat low and the pot covered allows the vegetables to gently release their sugars without caramelizing or burning. Once the vegetables are soft and fragrant, add the tomatoes along with 1 teaspoon each of basil, oregano, and thyme. At this stage you'll notice there isn't much liquid in the pot, and that's exactly what we want. As the tomatoes heat up, they begin releasing their natural juices. That tomato liquid combined with the herbs and the softened mirepoix allows everything to come together and concentrate before we add any water. This short simmer, about 5 minutes, lets the tomatoes break down, the herbs bloom, and the base of the soup develop real flavor using its own moisture first. Now add 4 cups of water and bring the pot back to a boil. Once it's bubbling, stir in 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon powder. This adds body and savory depth. It fills in the background flavors that water alone can't provide. Lower the heat and let the soup simmer for about 30 minutes. This long simmer smooths out acidity and gives everything time to come together naturally. After 30 minutes, remove the pot from the heat and blend the soup until completely smooth using an immersion blender. Take your time here, texture matters. If you don't have an immersion blender, a regular blender or food processor works just fine. Just let the soup cool slightly first. Then blend it in batches. Hot liquid expands when blended, so work in smaller batches, keeping things safe and controlled. Once everything is smooth, return the soup to the pot and continue. Put the soup on a low heat and let it simmer for another 5 minutes. This final step lets the flavors settle and gives you a chance to taste and adjust any seasonings as necessary. And that's it. A simple from-scratch tomato soup that works with fresh tomatoes when you have them and still works when you don't. Serve it hot, on its own, or with grilled cheese if you want some classic comfort food. Thanks for cooking with me today. I'll see you in the next one.